YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to the darkness. Apparently, I've been wanting to record for like 2 weeks. It's been a couple of weeks since I've recorded. As I'm recording this, don't know when the last video went up. My backlog's way out of control. But it's been a couple of weeks since I recorded. I really wanted to record today. Had some stuff come up. Had to do some other stuff for the other channel. Blah blah blah. By the time I finally sat down to record, I forgot that it's winter now, and the great light in the sky, aka the sun, turns off early. What's that about? That's weird. So yeah, it's only like 4 PM right now, and I forgot that the sun goes down super early because it's winter, and I'm an idiot. So we're sitting in the darkness, but I'm embracing it. I'm only going to record one. I'm not going to do a whole session in the dark like this. But I felt like doing some music. I felt like doing some Metallica specifically. I was listening to some Metallica last night. I wanted to do a new one on the channel. We have a Moth Into Flame, which is from Hardwired Self-Destruct, and last time we did Atlas Rise, and someone in the comments, my apologies, I can't remember who commented it, the comment came to my head as I was trying to think what song to do. I remember someone commenting saying do Moth Into, bit my own tongue, Moth Into Flame next, because that's also on the same album. Hair's a bit wet. That's also on the same album, and it's very good, and I'm going to listen to it. Okay, I'm rambling. Moth Into Flame, official music video. Let's give it a wee listen, shall we? / watch. Oh, there's the moth I've heard so much about. All right. That's thick. Oh god, so dark.
Blacked out, pop queen, amphetamine, the screens crashed in the silence. Knocked out, doused in the gasoline, the high times going timeless. Decadence, depth of the innocence, the pathway stops the spiral. Infamy, all for publicity, destruction going viral. Light it up,
Ooh, bit of speed.
light it up. Another hit erases all the pain. Bulletproof, killer truth. You're falling, but you think you're flying high, high again. Sold your soul, built the higher wall. Yesterday, now you're thrown away. Sing, rise and fall. Who cares at all?
It's going all sorts of places.
Flame, I'm off into the flame.
Okay, we'll pause it there. We'll pause it there. I was looking for the. I thought I was at the end of the hook. I was about to be pausing it, and the chorus was still going. It's I like that. There's a bit of a mix. Like I was gonna say, I'm listening to it. I'm like, it just feels like a good classic Metallica riff. It doesn't feel like it's anything too crazy or too out there, but it just felt like a good Metallica riff. They were just going for it. But then I liked when it got to the chorus. It kind of introduced a new melody, and I quite like that little melody. I'm looking forward to hearing that one again next chorus. But I like it. I like what they're doing. It does feel like a good classic Metallica. It's a Metallica riff. It's a Metallica riff. And I was into it, but then, like I said, I like what they did with the melody there. I'm sorry about the awful lighting. It is what it is.
Twisted, backstabbing, wicked as illusion, absolution. Perjurer, famous, a murderer, seduced you into ruin. Light it up, light it up. Another hit erases all the pain. Bulletproof, all tell the truth.
I like a set too. The lights hanging out and the bottom of it with lights.
Sold your soul, built the higher wall. Yesterday, now you're thrown away. Sing, rise and fall. Who cares at all?
I'm getting what the song's about as well. I think there's some meat to this one. Okay, I think we've got a bit of time to do one last pause here, and I'll let it run. I'm picking up. He's talking about obviously Moth Into Flame, but then I hear him talking about. He mentioned a pop star earlier. I think he's mentioned talking about like a rise and a fall. He mentioned there was a line in there. Obviously we talk about the lyrics at the end, but I'm picking up what it's about. I think he talked about backstabbing, working, light it up. Another hit eases the pain. He's talking about drugs a little bit. Seduced by fame, same rise and fall, sold your soul. Okay, so I'm kind of getting this maybe about like the music industry or like music culture or celebrity culture potentially, and that's the moth into the flame, is the attraction of wanting to become famous, but the attraction to the flame, but then the flame burning you, and what sort of like the fame and celebrity culture does to people. We'll get to that at the end. I've got to sprinkle my pauses in for copyright purposes. Let's let it run. Okay. Whoa, let's go. Oh, it's got like letters on it. Looks like a Ouija board. Let me just keep going. Ride this one out, it's like you just let it run. Addicted to the flame. It is a Ouija board. It says Ouija on top. Was weird. I saw the letters on there. I was like, man, his guitar looks like a Ouija board. That's really cool. It said Ouija on it. That would be the Ouija board. There's the moth. You may remember him from the title of this song. I dug that one. It felt like it had the bread and butter Metallica elements there. It was fast paced. It was heavy. It hit you. And it had the sort of bread and butter elements, right? But also, I think it was still technically quite impressive. The solos and the little melodies from and James's vocal performance again was pretty strong. He was really projecting some of those notes, quite strongly, as he tends to do. He's a very good singer in my opinion. So yeah, we can talk about lyrics. As I said in one of the pauses there, I think it's kind of I think it's maybe more. So he talks about a pop star early, but I think maybe you could kind of apply, not just, the same, that sort of pop artist or musician culture and the industry, you could apply to celebrity culture as a whole, but then the cats are fighting. But there's that sort of and we talked about this on the channel a little bit. I can't remember any specific examples of songs that this has come up in, but we talked about celebrity culture and being a celebrity and living in fame and the impacts that sort of naturally come along with that. And it talks a little bit about blacked out pop queen and amphetamine. I can never say that word. Screams crash to silence, tapped out, doused in gasoline, the high times going timeless. And then there was a little bit death of the innocents, the pathway starts to spiral, infamy, all for publicity, destruction going viral. I really like that bit as the second verse here, because I think it's that sort of idea of you get a lot of celebrities that people almost being in the limelight is like what their thing is. It's like the amount of celebrities nowadays, okay, maybe they're famous for being an actor or actress, maybe they're famous for being a singer or whatever, but then it's like it reaches a point where there's so many people that kind of get put into the celebrity limelight just to be celebrities, and it's like, what is this person even famous for other than being a celebrity? And it kind of, a lot of times these people kind of get torn apart because it's like, you know, mentally themselves they get torn because it's they're in the limelight all the time, they can't do anything, and it's like they exist just to be a story, you know what I mean? And I like the infamy, all for publicity, destruction going viral. Sometimes they feed into that themselves. They deliberately cause chaos or do crazy things in their lives so they can stay in the story. It becomes an addiction, and I think at some point he says, I think at the end of the song he used the word addiction at some point. Addicted to the flame, yeah. Becomes like an addiction, or alternatively to some people it's not even, they're not even doing it deliberately, but it's like, you know, the media and people consuming it just want to see these people's downfalls, and then you know, there's a song I've been listening to a lot recently called Pound Shop Kardashians by Sam Fender, which is about the same thing, and it's more specifically about like models and people like that who kind of get famous off of being attractive, and then are in the news, and then, you know, people want to, you know, people are hoping for their downfall, and then people like, you know, happy to see them fall apart, and then at the end of it all, when, you know, they have all these mental breakdowns, they're like, oh, you know, they've had such a, you know, be there for them because they, you know, mentally they've had such a tough go of it, when it's, you know, the same people who've been feeding the flame this whole time. I think in this case the Moth Into Flame thing, at least from how I see it, is like, okay, the moths, the person who initially wants the fame, they're going into the fame world in the same way that a moth is attracted to light, but in this case, you know, if a moth is attracted to a light bulb, it's not really a big deal. The moth is attracted to the flame's only gonna burn them, it's gonna kill them, in the same way that, you know, someone might get into fame through acting or modeling or whatever the case may be, and then the fame itself and being in the limelight all the time and the constant, you know, criticism, etc., is what is only going to push them over the edge, lead them to crazy lifestyles, lead them to alcoholism and drug problems, and ultimately their own downfall and their own self-destruction. And it's just a spiral, because that's just going to end up in the, you know, people in the tabloids anyway. Because, you know, this person, look at Demi Lovato, look how many people were talking about that and how big that was news-wise. People love to talk about Demi Lovato's issues, and thankfully, you know, well done to her and stuff. She seems to be on the right path now, and she seems to be doing good for herself, and I'm very happy for her. But it was such a big thing, you know. There are so many celebrities that you sort of look at and think about, like meltdowns and stuff. Britney Spears very famously, or even celebrities that have done okay, that you're like, you know, imagine people love to laugh at. Look at someone like Kim Kardashian. People would love to see her, you know, go into chaos and laugh at her for it. She's doing fine. Her life's gone okay. She's, you know, a lawyer now. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. But you look at someone like that, and like, you know, people are out there who would, the moment she pops up on TMZ because, you know, oh, something's horribly gone wrong, or some breakdown's happened, people are going to be, you know, loving it. I'm wondering, it does say here, apparently Hetfield says it was inspired by, the documentary Amy. So Amy Winehouse then? I haven't seen that for a lot. I saw it like way back when it came out, and should probably rewatch it again. I seem to remember liking it. I'm pretty sure it was a good documentary. But Amy Winehouse, famously, and it says here, lively, joyous person who got to the point where she was trying to escape the reality of where she was with drugs and misbehaviour. And a lot of people, it reaches a point where, whether they want the fame or not, some people even want the fame, but it reaches a point where it just becomes too much. It becomes too much. I was talking about this in a video on one of my other channels the other day, about not wanting to ever get too big. I got an account followed me on TikTok of all places. That was like a Yeti hype fan account. I thought it was one of my friends. Put it in the group chat. Turned out it wasn't any of my friends, so I immediately blocked it. I don't know if it's a troll account or if it's real. I hope it's a troll account. I pray to God that's not real. But even just that little, if it was a joke or if it was a troll or whatever, it made me so uncomfortable. I don't even want, like, the idea of having a fan. I hate that. It stresses me out. I don't like. So I can only imagine people who are like thrust into the limelight suddenly, who have a fuck ton of fans and a fuck ton of attention they can't do anything with. People are just trying to live their lives and they don't ask for it. Or even if you want fame, you want your own. You know, if you're an artist, you want people listening to your music and liking your music. You don't ask for all the crazy shit that comes along with it and all the, you know, scrutiny, and you know, all that shit. And it comes down. It comes down. Is it feign is the murderer, seduce you into ruin, the moth into flame, pull you into it, and then that's what causes the damage. Another hit erases all the pain. So yeah, you know, turn into drugs and stuff. Sold your soul. Now you're thrown away. Which is another thing that the media does. It'll use you while it can get some clicks out of you. It can put you into the stories and you know, get a few people clicking on your articles and watching your videos and watching your tabloid TV channel. And as soon as as soon as people aren't interested in that particular celebrity anymore, as soon as that celebrity, you know, isn't causing chaos anymore, and they find themselves on the right path and they, you know, try and better themselves, the media throws them away. They don't give a shit anymore because they're not bringing them clicks anymore. There was nothing on Lindsay Lohan for years because she stopped being interested, and then all of a sudden there was that clip where she like borderline kidnapped a couple of immigrant children, which wasn't great, and all of a sudden it's let's laugh at Lindsay Lohan again, and then it moved on, and then it didn't care. Lindsay Lohan's a Muslim now, let's laugh at her. Just leave her alone. Leave people alone. Anyway, look. Actually, this is interesting. Death scene, black hearse, the limousine, a grave filled with seduction, vaccine, fame does the murdering. Okay, it's just about death. I was wondering if it talk a little bit about that sort of idea of then at the end of it all, when, you know, then they get into such a low point, or you know, they pass away, or you know, whatever, and then suddenly people are all in their corner. But anyway, listen, it's a great song. It was a great song. I enjoyed the song very much, and also I think that's I think it's an interesting message, an interesting discussion point, and I do agree with it. But it was a good song, and I think I said this with Atlas Rise, and I've listened to Atlas Rise a fuck ton since I did that reaction. It was stuck in my head for about a couple of weeks back. So I listened to that one a lot, but and I said this during that reaction, I'll say it again now, I like that they can still kill it. That said, thank you for watching. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. If you did, a like is greatly appreciated. And hopefully I'll be doing more YouTube videos at some point. So yeah, I think I'm going to try and record this week, hopefully, in the light. Because I wanted to do a few today, and then I just couldn't, now it's dark and I can't. So thank you for watching. Everyone enjoyed, and I'll see everyone. Let me know what Metallica to do next. I'll see everyone next time. Peace.